my YouTubities, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me featuring old products that I used to love and I just don't use anymore. These are things that I back in the day loved using and I just haven't used them recently. They're all really good, but I wanted to sit down and kind of be reminded of some of the things that I used to love that I just haven't used in a while. If you like videos like this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up just so that I know. I did change my background. No more Halloween. Boo. Alright, let's jump into the video. First, we're going to start with the face. I never prime without using this Smashox Photo Finish Primer Water. I just feel like it really helps make my makeup look very, very nice. So I'm going to apply that first. Plus, it just like wakes you up in the morning. For primer, I'm going to go in with this Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I haven't used this in forever. Like, I kind of forgot I even had it. So I know that this makes my foundation look very, very glowy. Like, it's glowy. But I do really like this primer. For me, this primer mainly just affects how the foundation applies rather than like extending the wear time of my makeup. It just kind of changes the finish of the foundation. Now that Halloween's over, I'm kind of bummed, but I'm also looking forward to Thanksgiving and like the holiday stuff. I'm very excited about that. For foundation, I'm going to use this IT Cosmetics CC Cream. I think I stopped using this because it felt very heavy on my skin, and to be honest, a lot of other foundations were coming out that I was interested in. So this just kind of like fell to the side. I do think applying it with a sponge helps how heavy this foundation is, because it says CC cream, but really it's a foundation. It's so dark. Okay, well, I'm just not gonna match my neck today. And that's fine. I mean, no one's gonna tell, right? Only you guys know. I can see every single pore on my face. Maybe this is not a good combination. Honestly, maybe this is why I stopped using the Cosmetics CC Cream, because it was the wrong shade. And instead of buying a new shade, I just didn't use it. How does that make sense? Ugh, my skin looks bad. I'm coming to terms with the fact that the more I press my sponge into my cheek, it doesn't make my pores look more filled. Because I've just been sitting here like going like this to my cheeks, hoping it helps. All right, we're moving on. It's fine. It's fine. We will try and lighten everything up with some concealer, which happens to be very light. This is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I stopped using this because I found that it creased like underneath my eyes even after I set it. But as you can see, this is so light. We're gonna lighten up my foundation. So I'm glad that I picked a very light concealer, but it might look a little weird. Let's just see. Oh no. Oh, and I remember that I used to do this like one at a time. I could not do both eyes because by the time I got done like blending out both sides, one eye had creased really bad. I also don't feel like this concealer is full coverage. Maybe that's just me. Let's go up here, lighten up this section and this section and just like everywhere else on my skin. Highlight all the face, okay? Oh, and I forgot to do it on my nose. So let's drag it down my nose. Surprisingly, this has not creased yet. Maybe I just haven't made enough facial expressions, but I'm going to go ahead and do a highlight that I haven't used in a really long time before I set my face. So I'm going to be taking this CoverFX Custom Enhancer Drops. This is in the shade Moonlight. I used to love this stuff. It's so pigmented. It's insane. It's the most metallic highlight I have. And I don't use it as much as I would like because I feel like it's just an extra step in the process, but it is still like a really good highlight. So I'm just gonna add it to the tops of my cheekbones. I can't tell what's the highlight and what is just my skin because my skin is so glowy. You really don't need very much of this product at all. And look, my hand's already so glowy just from the smallest amount of this highlight. So now that that's on, let's go ahead, set my face. I'm gonna use the Rimmel Stay Matte. I don't really know how this is gonna interact with how highlight and glowy we are, but we will see. I'm gonna be careful not to cover up the highlight that we just placed. Even though I do have oily skin, I find that if I like set right underneath my eyes and kind of avoid this section, that it does stay looking very glowy, very highlighty. And we'll go ahead and set it with another highlight after I am done setting my entire face. So I'm applying this all over. I used to love this powder so much. I don't know if it broke me out. don't really know why I stopped using it. I think that definitely mattified my skin, but it still left a little glow underneath from the Becca primer, which I like a lot. Now for bronzer, I'm going to be taking something from Wet n Wild. This is the MegaGlo Contouring Palette. This is in the shade Caramel Toffee. It's probably been a year since I've used this. So let's go ahead and take my bronzer brush, and I know this is a little bit warm for me, but my whole face is warm. I think it'll be okay. Oh god. Maybe not. Oh no. I'm just gonna be a glowy person today. What? That looks... I don't like it. It looks like I just smudged brown all over my face. We're gonna leave it like that. I think that's as good as we're gonna get with this product. I don't really like how that left my skin looking. I think it's too warm and too, like, it looks dirty. I'm also gonna go in and highlight my under eyes using the same powder except the banana powder. Who remembers banana powders? Where did they go? I don't even know. It's supposed to like highlight underneath your eyes and make your eyes look brighter. I don't know. To me, it's just like another step. Moving on. Don't look at the bronzer. Just try and block it out of your brain. For blush, I'm going to take a blush from the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette. I love this palette. Say what you want about Jaclyn Hill or whatever, but I really love the products in here. I love all of the blushes. I love the highlights. This one is Champagne Pop, her original one, and then this one is in a different one, and it's called Prosecco Pop. It's very like gold. I love this palette. As you can see, it's very well used and loved. I think it's a great formula. I just love it. And I particularly love this glowy blush right here. So I'm going to take that and put it on my cheeks. This is the shade Rose Spritz, I think. It's just a very glowy blush with some gold specks in there. So I take just a little bit on my brush, and it is very pigmented. Now for highlight on top of the Cover FX one, just to set it down because it is still a little bit tacky, I'm going to be taking this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Lunch Money. I used to love the ColourPop highlighters. I love their eyeshadows. They're so good. And this is a cream, so I'm going to take it on my finger, just kind of pop it on top of the one that we already put from Cover FX, just to kind of set it, and also it's just gonna make it pop more, so let's do that. And I take it on my finger, just kind of work it around very lightly. So let's try and take it up and down my nose. Like, look at the tip of my nose, people. That highlight makes me very happy. I'll just swatch it on the back of my hand. Okay, so I'm gonna take it, just show you what it looks like. That is the highlight. It's just a gorgeous like champagne gold shade. It's so pretty. And they're super cheap. They're very inexpensive. So I really like ColourPop's highlighters. I like pretty much everything about ColourPop except the foundation that they came out with. That's pretty much it with the face. I'm going to be using the same products that I use for my brows. So I'm going to take this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I still go back and forth between this one and the Benefits, the brow powder. I don't know which one I like better. I think this one you apply a bit faster, and that's why I tend to use it over the other one, because it's two different powders instead of just one product. But this one can look way too intense very fast, so you can't be in a rush to use this. When I'm filming this right now, it is actually Halloween, and I've been eating candy like no one's business. That's all I've been doing this morning. That's what I've done. That's what happens when you stop focusing on your brows. For eyes, I'm going to go ahead and prime using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I don't really have an eyeshadow primer that I haven't used. I'm going to set that using that same Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I'm going to be taking an eyeshadow palette that I have not used. I probably have used this once since I bought it. I don't know why. It's such a pretty palette. This is the Lorac Pro 2 palette. It's so pretty and it's so old, so I really want to play around with it, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go like for the chrome silver on my lid, and then do some like charcoal gray action, and then do like a very bold vampy lip. That's what I'm gonna go for. Okay, I'm gonna take this fluffy brush, make sure there's not any pigment on it. Oh. So first I'm gonna take this shade Light Brown, just to start putting this in my crease. Also, today is going to be the day that I clean my brushes. It's going to happen. Now that I have that base down, I'm going to take the shade Cool Gray. It's a really pretty like purple gray shade, and take that in my crease, taking that exactly where I put the first shade, building up in my crease so that when I take the darker gray, it's not going to be super, super harsh, and we'll have something a little lighter underneath it. Now let's go in with the shade Charcoal right here. I'm going to place that more precisely in my outer V. Super pretty shade. I'm going to go back in with that first brush with no extra product. Make sure that outer part of my eye is blended. Those are the two shades I'm kind of going between. Let's try the silver. I'm going to take that shade Silver on my finger, pop this right here. And I'm not taking it too far out into my outer V, just kind of mixing the two. Oh, that's so pretty. I always prefer applying eyeshadow, especially like glitter shades, with my finger. I feel like it gives me the best pigment. Next, I'm going to take this brush right here, and I'm going to take this black in the palette at the very end, put that really, really closely to my lower lash line and not bring it all the way in. I'm going to take a brush like this, just taking that lighter cool gray shade right here, and I'm going to smudge out that black a little bit. Wow, I feel like a glowy ice princess right now. Next, I'm going to go in with mascara. You know what mascara I'm going to use. Thought about doing lashes, but... So I'm back. I just finished up my eyes. I put mascara on my top and bottom lashes and just used a regular black liner. For lips, I think I'm going to go in with this shade. This is the shade LA Lady from the ColourPop matte lipsticks. I really like the way that looks together. I think it's like a dark enough lip, but also is pretty neutral and doesn't take away from the eyes. Okay guys, this is the final look, and my hair is fixed. It looks all nice again. Dry shampoo is a lifesaver. I do think that my neck is way lighter, like way lighter than my face. Looking past that, I'm really happy with how the look came out. It reminded me of certain things that I used to love and I just don't use that much anymore for one reason or another. I think a lot of it is just there's brand new stuff out that I do forget about some of these older products that I did used to love. So I definitely want to start incorporating more of these products into my routine and just remembering that I have them, because there are very good products that I use today. You know, just because they're not brand new doesn't mean that they're still not great products. I really like that I did this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!